What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to go over this little first aid kit that I bought on Amazon. I was looking for a first aid kit just for the house. I mean, something simple. I don't need nothing extravagant. Just found this. It was 260 pieces. It was under 20 bucks. I think I bought it for $15 at the time it was on sale, but I'm still assuming they're under 20 bucks. It's from the first aid only kit. It's made in the good old US of A, so that's pretty cool. It's good for cuts and scrapes, aches and pains, wound treatment. I wanted something that's kind of a little bit of everything, nothing just too simple or nothing too complex. So got something cheap, something easy. This is a very small packaging to put anywhere. I mean, it's like the size of my hand. It's very, very small. I thought when I saw it in the photos, I thought it was a lot bigger, but I'm actually glad that it all fit in this little small case. So when you need it, it's easily accessible. I put it underneath my sink in the bathroom, and it's that easy. So when I need a band-aid, which I always do, I'm always cutting myself somehow on a project or something like that. So always good to have. So I'm gonna jump right into it, and I'm gonna show you kind of first off what it contains. So if you're looking for a good first aid kit under like 20 bucks, definitely get this. If you're just looking for the basic needs, like I am. So first aid only is the brand. It comes with 21 antiseptic towelettes. You get 6 antacid tablets. You get one cold pack, 8 strength non-aspirin tablets. So if you don't know, a lot of people can be allergic to aspirin, so it's always good to have non-aspirin tablets. You got 7 first aid burn cream packets. This is important. If you cook, you're gonna burn yourself at one point or another. And there's nothing really that helps other than aloe vera. I mean, that can always help, but this is straight up burn cream. So good to have around the house. It comes with ibuprofen. You get 8 of them. So obviously that's always good to have. If you got a headache, something simple. 8 triple antibiotic ointment packets. This is good. Obviously, when you got an open wound, you don't want it to get infected, stuff like that. Always good to have. This comes with a bunch of different band-aids. You got 20 plastic bandages, you got 50 plastic bandages, you got 40 plastic bandages, all in different sizes. You got 2 conforming gauze rolls, 6 fingertip fabric bandages, 6 knuckle fabric bandages, 4 sterile iPads. That's always good. Not iPad as in like the Apple iPad. I wish it came with the Apple iPad, but it's just for your actual eyeball, in case your eye falls out or something like that. It's great to have a sterile iPad. You never know when your eye is going to fall out. You got 12 sterile gauze pads, 10 sterile gauze pads, obviously 2 different sizes, and then you got the 1 trauma pad. It does come with some cool tools. You get 13 butterfly wound closures. That's always good if you got an open wound and you're gonna need stitches just to get to the hospital. It could, it could save your life if you're really bleeding out. But most of the time, these little butterfly wound closures are for something very small. And I've had butterfly tape on my chin when I cut my chin open, and actually that was enough. I didn't even need stitches. I just put that on there, and eventually it closed, and I was healed. So always good to have 20 cotton tipped applicators. It's always good in case you don't want to get your fingers all full of antiseptic ointment, or you're just trying to clean the wound, stuff like that. There's a lot of different applications for that. You get 2 disposable gloves, 10 finger splint tongue depressors. This is good to have. I mean, if you're checking your kid's throat, if they're having tonsil issues, or if your finger breaks or something like that, and you need to keep it straight. These little finger splints are always good to have. You get 10 of those. 1 first aid guide. I'm gonna go over the little first aid guide really quick once we go over that. Once I open it up, that's the first thing that comes with it. That's kind of a guide to if you don't really know too much about, you know, how to treat a wound or something like that. It gives you a lot of different information, which is really good. It's pretty helpful, especially if you're super unexperienced like I am. I mean, I'm not a nurse or a doctor or anything like that. So it's always good to have, like, just in case you don't know what you're doing. Refer to first aid guide, and then you're going to do you also get with the you also get a first aid tape which is also really good to have. You get 5 yards of that. One pair of scissors. These are trauma shears. It's great to cut open, clothes and stuff like that if you're not able to get to the wound. You got one triangular bandage and one pair of tweezers. Let's just jump right into it. So let's open it up. It's got these little latches. If you want to keep it locked for whatever reason, it does have that option. If you don't want like young kids getting into it, that's pretty nice. 260 pieces made in the good old US of A. Let's open it up. We got this first aid emergency guide. So I'm gonna just read the table of contents because we're not gonna sit here and read this whole thing. But check this out: lowering the risk for infection, emergency action steps, allergic reaction, anaphylaxis, bites and stings, bleeding, life-threatening external breathing emergencies, burns, cardiac arrest, choking adult, child, or infant, cold-related illnesses and injuries, diabetic emergencies, eye injuries, head, neck, and spinal injuries, heart attack, heart-related illness, stuff like that. So there's a bunch of information. This is actually from the American Red Cross. Um, Good to have. I mean, in an emergency, if you really needed it, I mean, you can open it up. I can just show you an example. Diabetic emergencies. I mean, a lot of people are diabetic, and this says what to check for. You can check for signs of symptoms. Signs and symptoms with an acquired immediate emergency medical treatment, trouble breathing, fast and deep breathing, stuff like that. So I'm not going to go into this. It's going to be too much for this video. I think it's like 50 pages, 45 pages long. So just good to have. I mean, in an emergency, you got to know what you're doing. So super important. Let's just open it right up. So we got the triangular bandage. It has two safety pins on the bottom, so you can have something to hold it. You got the trauma shears right here. They're very small, but I mean, probably does the job. I mean, you can always trade these out. Like you can always trade out anything in this kit. I mean, you can always take everything out and put it in a bag, and then redo this whole kit and do it the way you want. This doesn't obviously come with a Turner kit, nothing like that. So it's not for major injuries or anything like that. But next thing on the list is you got the instant cold pack. These are always good to use, especially if someone's running a fever or you bump their head or something like that. Kids, adults. I mean, it's always good to have a cold pack around, unless you want to use a bag of peas, but I mean, or a cold T-bone steak. But it's not as efficient, I guess. Maybe it is. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Sterile gauze. You got a bunch of different sterile gauze pads. These are all different sizes. It comes with quite a bit of them, so I'm gonna put that to the side. I mean, gauze can be used for anything. I mean, especially if you're bleeding a lot, it's good to have because it can really clot that blood a lot faster, and keep the wound from getting infected. So having gauze pads is a necessity for sure. You got the roll of gauze too, conforming gauze. So if it's around your finger or something like that, and you trying to get something a little bit in a smaller area or something like that, I mean, it's great to have rolls of gauze lying around. You got the oval iPads. This was the iPad I wasn't talking about, not the iPad from Apple, but just the oval iPad in case your eye falls out. I don't know if you remember talking about the eyes falling out. So yeah, obviously I'm joking, so don't take it seriously. But yeah, all right. Check this out. You got all these splints or tongue depressors. So this is good to have. I think you get like 10 of them or something like that. So always good to have. Break your finger, break a toe. You need to keep it straight. Always good to have. All right. It's got the big trauma pad. Big trauma pad. 5x9. So good to have. You got knuckle fabric bandage. This is in case you scrape up your knuckles. If you work on cars, if you're in plumbing, if you're in any sort of out of around the house type of work, if you're doing any around the house type of work, it's always good to have bandages. I mean, you're always scraping up your knuckles. If you're a man, you're probably going to scrape up your knuckles more because men are just always hurting themselves no matter what. Comes with tweezers, plastic tweezers. Not the best, but I mean, if I got a splinter, I need to pull it out. This will work out great. If I need to use it for pulling out something small, great. This is what it's for. Next, we got the medical tape. You always gotta have some medical tape lying around, especially you don't want to get the wound infected. I mean, you can throw some duct tape on it too, but I mean, medical tape, obviously, you want to use in a medical situation. So, bandages. I mean, it's got a bunch of bandages. So, I mean, if you're looking for something that just has a bunch of band-aids, I mean, band-aids alone can run like 10 bucks, $15. I saw at the store, just band-aids alone are pretty expensive. So getting this under 20 bucks is a great deal because you got, other things with it too. So look at all the bandages. I mean, different sizes. Some of them are adhesive bandages. Some of them are plastic bandages. I think this one is, let me see, adhesive bandage, smaller, larger. There's a bunch of different ones. So there's the smaller ones. This is actually a butterfly closure. So this is a butterfly tape that you can, close a wound like that. Um, so butterfly closure is always good to have. You get a few of them too. So you get quite a bit. So it's always good to have, like I said, if you need to close a wound, you can put a few of them, along the wound and close that up kind of like stitches. So, yeah, bandages, bunch of bandages. Let me go to the bottom of this. Maybe there's something hidden at the bottom. There's just so many bandages. All right, on the bottom, you can see you got smaller bandages here. Then you got the cotton swabs. If you want to do, you want an applicator on there for something. You got applicator, super easy to put on any ointments or treatments or stuff like that. Keep the wound clean. Some more bandages in case you didn't know that this thing came with bandages. Let's see what we got here. These are fingertip fabric bandages. So this one's knuckle fabric bandage. There's a lot of bandages, that's for sure. We got some gloves. These are 2 pairs of gloves. So if you are working on something pretty serious, I would put these on. If you're just, putting on a band-aid for a little scrape, I wouldn't recommend wasting those. This is some fingertip bandages. So these are pretty nice, especially because some bandages always fall off your finger. Let's see what this is. I'm assuming this is the towelettes. Yep, antiseptic towelettes. Got a bunch of those. What are these right here? This is the triple antibiotic ointment. This is the treatment. So this is good so you don't get the wound infected. You can keep those handy. This one I was talking about earlier, this is the burn cream actually right here. So burn cream, always good to have. Just keep it under the kitchen cabinet because most likely if you cook, you probably burned yourself more than once. So what else here? What I like is that this came with a few different pills. So this one you got ibuprofen. Okay, you got extra strength non-aspirin, anti-acid. Looks like that's about it, but you got a few of them. So just throw a couple pills in here. It's always good to have in an emergency situation. But yeah, I mean, this thing's pretty loaded. I mean, you get what you pay for. Obviously, this is not going to be super threatened life emergency type of kit, but yeah, I mean, it could be. Infection has killed millions of people before, so I'm sure that this could save your life potentially. Could save a broken finger, could save some cuts, some bleeding out, stuff like that. So definitely good to have around the house. I would give this a 4-star review out of 5. The company is not paying me to do this review, but I wish they did. But it's a pretty simple first aid kit. I just kind of wanted to go over it with you guys. I'm going to be doing a lot more. I'm going to be doing a lot more reviews on just gear in general, whether that's camping gear, knives. Obviously, I have my firearms that I do promote on here, different reviews. By the way, if you didn't already know, the Staccato is now available in California. It's only one model. Just while I'm putting this away, I just wanted to talk really quick. But yeah, Staccato is coming out with I think it's the P4, HD P4, I think it is, California compliant. Texas is finally sharing some of their guns with us, which is great. So I wanted to take a look at that. That's coming out, I think, May 29th. of this year, which is 2025. If you didn't know what year it was, but yeah, this is kind of exciting news. I've been wanting to purchase a staccato for a while, but as you know, they're one super expensive. But I would say that they are worth the quality. I have shot one before, but I mean that's up to you guys. I just really like the staccatos, especially that they're made in Texas. So good quality firearms. I do want to do a couple of different reviews. I do have some other things that I do want to do a review on. I think I might be doing this one next. This is a 8-inch hunting survival knife. So it's huge, but I bought this at Harbor Freight for $10, and it comes with the storage and the handle. So, and it comes with its own sheath. I mean, for for $10, I'm getting it. I threw that in my cart faster than I threw in anything else there. So, but yeah, this is cool. I mean, I'm gonna pack this thing out so with some survival stuff, but put it in my survival bag, my go bag, um, for an emergency. I mean, this is just great. I mean, for camping stuff like that too. You can put some matches in here. It unscrews. But I'll be doing a full review on this and maybe some other stuff that I got at Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight is not the best for everything, but it's if it does have some gems there. So if you are not shopping at Harbor Freight, I would go and just look and try to find the little gems. Not everything is going to be up to your standards, of course, or your par, but it is like the Timu of Home Depot. But as you know, Timu does have some decent stuff too. Even though I've never ordered personally, I've heard some friends say that they've ordered and they've actually got their package. But but yeah, I mean, some cool stuff, some cool gear for this little medical kit. Like I said, I'm gonna be doing some more reviews on different things, different items, and we will see you on the next video. If you're not subscribed already, if you can subscribe for me, I'd much appreciate that. I know sometimes it's hard to subscribe to channels because everyone always tells you to subscribe to their channel. I'd appreciate your support. I don't need anything from anybody except your support. I would appreciate that. And this ends the video. Thank you guys for joining me. Thanks for sticking around. See you in the next video.